Welcome back to AMN Academy. This is Irvin Temporal of 9.09er English, and for tonight, we're going to have free lessons on various English examinations. If it's your first time to join AMN Academy, please be reminded that the partner review centers of AMN Healthcare International give free lessons on next generation NCLEX and various English examinations that are accepted for US visa screen and license endorsement. If it's the first or third Monday of the month, it's the turn of 9.09er English to give you free lessons on IELTS. But if it's the second or fourth Monday of the month, it's the turn of the NCLEX Review Center partners of AMN to give you free lessons on next generation NCLEX. Every first Monday of the month, we feature an IELTS passer in order to inspire and motivate fellow nurses to take and pass their IELTS and fulfill their American dream. But it's the third Monday of the month, and that means to say it's lecture time. So for tonight, we're going to talk about the advantages of IELTS over PTE. Before we proceed, will you please use the comment section and let me know your preferred English examination for US visa screen and license endorsement. For those of you who do not know, there are 6 English examinations to choose from, and that's exactly what we are going to talk about for tonight. By the end of this Facebook Live session, you will understand why it is better to take IELTS over other English examinations. So, for our live viewers, kindly tag your friends, especially for those who are still undecided as to which English examination to take for their US visa screen. If you're joining us just now, this is the Facebook page of AMN Healthcare International. So if you are planning to go to the United States of America, but you are on a tight budget, please be advised that AMN Healthcare International sponsors free review for English examinations and free examination as well. Yes, you heard that right. Experience the generosity of AMN Healthcare International, as those who qualify for the English sponsorship will be sent to 9.09er English for free review, and upon our recommendation, you can take the examination also free of charge. Guys, don't forget to visit the website of AMN Healthcare International, or you can also send them a message on Facebook. Now, let's have a look at our presentation for tonight. Once again, our topic for tonight is advantages of IELTS over PTE. First, what are the 2 reasons why you need to pass an English examination? Number 1 is visa screen, and number 2 is license endorsement. So when we say visa screen, there are 6 English examinations to choose from as of August 2022. And these 6 examinations are IELTS, PTE, OET, MET, TOEFL, and TOEIC. Please be advised, here are the 6 options, but it does not mean that all 6 of them are accepted by all state boards of nursing. And this is the reason why AMN Healthcare International endorses IELTS, because IELTS is the only English examination that is literally accepted by all of the states in the United States. Imagine, we've encountered horror stories of nurses who have passed other English examinations since August of 2022. Well, you cannot blame them because these are exams accepted by CGFNS or True Merit or still need for visa screen certification. It's just that upon application for a license, that's when they realized, oh, they cannot use that specific English examination because there are certain states that require IELTS. So we don't want you to waste your time, your energy, your resources in preparing for multiple English examinations. That's why when you take IELTS, you hit 2 birds with 1 stone. You're able to secure your visa screen and you're able to secure that license endorsement. Let's move on to the next slide, please, as you see the complete list of the English examinations that are accepted for US visa screen. So guys, you can take a screenshot of this slide for you to have an idea what your 6 options are. There are, yes, other English examinations that begin with the letter C, like CELPIP, CELBAN, and CAEL, but letter C there stands for Canada, which means to say if you're going to the United States of America, those 3 examinations that start with the letter C are not accepted for US visa screen and license endorsement. That's why kindly look at this list, have a screenshot so that you'll remember which English examinations are accepted for US visa screen. We've already established why IELTS is the perfect choice. That's because it's the only one that you can use for both visa screen and license endorsement. So, what are the advantages of IELTS over PTE? Let's talk about their differences as we move to the next slide. So this is the part when I need my glasses in order for me to see our presentation. So let's begin with number 1. And it says test dates and examination venues. To be quite honest with you, both IELTS and PTE have the same test dates, especially if you live in the capital city. So to give you an idea, I'm based here in the Philippines, and in Metro Manila, both IELTS and PTE are available 7 days a week, Monday to Sunday, except on public holidays. But if you go to the provinces, so this is when the difference enters the picture. That's because in the provinces, there are very limited testing venues for PTE. In fact, if we're going to compare the examination venues of IELTS and PTE in the Philippines, for IELTS alone, there are 30 key cities nationwide where an IELTS testing center is available. But for examination venues, there are only 4 cities in the Philippines with a PTE testing center, and they are Baguio, Makati, Cebu, and Davao. If you're not willing to travel to Baguio, Makati, Cebu, Davao, then you must take IELTS because IELTS is available in 30 key cities nationwide. So compare, ladies and gentlemen, 30 cities versus 4 cities. The Philippines is just a microcosm of the world. So my point is, even in certain countries, say for instance, Africa, the Caribbean, please be advised that there are more testing venues for IELTS as compared to PTE. Now, let's take a look at the next bullet point here. Before, it's actually PTE, which was considered to be the fastest because before, within 24 hours, the results are already available. It's just that IELTS became competitive and PTE was quite overwhelmed with the volume of candidates taking the examination worldwide. The IELTS has a big team. So before, from 5 days, now IELTS results are available the following day. So that is for IELTS on computer. Please remember that if you're going to take IELTS on paper, the results will still be available after 13 calendar days. But if you're going to take IELTS on computer, the results will surely be available the next day. What about for PTE? If there are fewer candidates taking the examination, the result will also be available the following day. But in places where there are so many candidates taking the test or during peak season, it might take up to 5 days for the PTE results to be released. Having said that, if you look at the test dates and examination venues, IELTS has more test dates and more examination venues worldwide. And for the availability of results, IELTS 1 day, PTE 1 to 5 days. Let's take a look at the next one, number of examinees. If we are going to look at the computer lab in the capital, roughly there are 15 to 20 computer workstations. This means to say that in the PTE speaking examination, 15 to 20 people are speaking all at the same time. Good if they're just speaking, because we've heard horror stories from candidates who shout in the speaking subtest in order for them not to hear the responses of other candidates. Well, that might be effective for them, but they are not entirely aware that they are a distraction to other candidates. Imagine there are 15 to 20 candidates screaming at the top of their lungs, competing with each other with their grating voices. So we really do not say that the environment for PTE in the speaking subtest is something that is conducive for candidates. But in IELTS, In most testing centers, there are less than 10 computer stations. And the best part is, in the speaking subtest, candidates are not talking all at the same time. In IELTS speaking, there is only one candidate inside the room because the examiner is not based in the city where you are taking the examination. Now, for IELTS, the examination in speaking is done via video call, which means to say you cannot be distracted by external factors. There is no invigilator observing you while the test is going on. It's just you and the computer inside the speaking cubicle. That is the case in IELTS speaking. Versus PTE speaking, there are 15 to 20 examinees talking all at the same time. Now, what about the examination fee? I'd like you to know that the examination fee varies from one country to another. That's why the rate that I'm going to mention is not applicable in other countries. But let's consider the Philippines where I live. For PTE, it's 240 US dollars. So guys, if there is no discount, and with the exchange rate right now, like this is the weakest Philippine peso in history, 59.15 pesos versus the US dollar. But don't be fooled, because that's not what Visa and MasterCard are going to charge you. Usually they add 1 peso to the bill. This means if you're going to book your PTE examination today in the Philippines without discount, it will cost you 14,300 pesos. Now, you might be wondering, because last month it wasn't like that. Yeah, because last month the peso versus dollar was not 59:1, right? So the weaker the Philippine peso, the more it's expensive for Filipinos to take PTE. Unlike the IELTS, the price is fixed. For IELTS, it's not affected by the exchange rate. And in the Philippines right now, it's 13,660 minus the discount that's being offered by British Council and 9.09er. In certain places, it could go as low as 12,460 pesos, but in other places, 13,460. So if you're going to compare PTE without discount, that's 14,300 versus IELTS, 12,460. So that's 2,000 pesos difference. So if you're looking at the 4 bullet points here, IELTS has more test dates and examination venues. The results are available sooner because in IELTS, everyone gets to receive the result the following day. And then only one examinee inside the speaking cubicle for IELTS versus 15 to 20 in PTE. And for PTE, 15 to 20 computer stations versus less than 10 in IELTS for the written exams of listening, reading, and writing. Lastly, for the examination fee, if discount is applied, PTE is 2,000 pesos cheaper. Now, let us move on to the next slide as we take a look at some of the comments of our live viewers here. Grace is watching all the way from Zambia. Good afternoon to our brothers and sisters in Africa. And then Candy Rose here is based in Japan, and Candy Rose is planning to take IELTS. Good for you, because IELTS is the one with the most recognition in the United States. Literally all the states in USA accept IELTS. Now, let's focus on more advantages of the IELTS. Earlier, I've already mentioned more testing centers. So 30 testing centers for IELTS versus 4 testing centers for PTE. And look at the next one. Plenty of practice tests and resources. How come? Well, it's simple. Look at the age of these 2 examinations. IELTS was introduced in 1989. And yes, IELTS is a millennial. IELTS is older than our Gen Z nurses. So, having said that, IELTS has published so many practice tests in the last 36 years. Countless listening, reading, writing, and practice tests for IELTS. You'll never run out of resources for IELTS. But if you're going to compare that to PTE, PTE only entered the Philippines 10 years ago. It's like 10 years old versus 36 years old. No wonder why there are more materials for IELTS, because IELTS is an older English examination. And then, for IELTS, there's no issue with the middle name. I do not know anyone whose examination fee was forfeited in IELTS because of the middle name issue. But in PTE, we know candidates every single week who are not able to take the examination, their exam fee is forfeited simply because their middle name is not attached together with their first name. So this is also a reminder for those who are planning to take PT. Do not forget to attach your middle name next to your first name, because if you're not able to do that, then you say goodbye to 14,300 pesos. Remember, in this examination, one error, a costly human error for that matter, would mean paying another 14,300 pesos in PTE if you fail to attach your middle name next to your first name. But in IELTS, it really doesn't matter if you attach your first name to your middle name, because no IELTS examination fee is forfeited just because of the wrong placement of middle name. And then another advantage of IELTS: no retail lecture in the speaking subtest, no describe image. So these are types of questions that are dreaded by the candidates in PTE speaking, as opposed to IELTS speaking with only 3 tasks. So what are these 3 tasks? Number 1, introduction and interview. That would last for about 5 minutes. You're asked 9 personal questions, and for each personal question, you're going to talk for about 33 seconds. That's IELTS speaking task 1. IELTS speaking task 2, this is the time when you're supposed to deliver a 1 to 2 minute speech. You'll be given a general question and you have 1 minute to prepare for that. And then for the actual delivery, that's 1 to 2 minutes. But what about speaking task 3 for IELTS? This is when you are asked follow-up questions. So whatever answers you have given in task 2, you'll be asked follow-up questions. So very simple. IELTS 3 speaking tasks: introduction, speech, follow-up. That would last for 11 to 14 minutes. But recently, with the introduction of 2 new types of questions in PTE speaking, now there are 7 types of questions in PTE speaking, including retail lecture, describe image, and 2 new question types that have been considered a struggle for candidates since they were introduced in August. They are summarize group discussion and respond to a situation. So if you are that kind of nurse who is looking for an English examination with fewer question types to prepare for, then go for IELTS. And then for IELTS, there is no reorder paragraphs in the reading subtest. Lastly, I cannot emphasize this further. No need to compete with the other examinees in the speaking subtest, because in IELTS speaking, it's just you inside the room, not even the examiner, because probably you're talking to someone who is based in the other side of the globe. So we have mentioned the 6 English examinations accepted for visa screen. We have highlighted the differences between IELTS and PTE. And for this slide in particular, we have enumerated the advantages of IELTS over PTE. So what's next? Let's move on to the next slide as we look at the remainder of this presentation. So for those of you who are going to take IELTS as an examination, because once again, you're hitting 2 birds with 1 stone. You secure your visa screen and your license by taking just 1 exam, and that is the IELTS. So where are our 12 IELTS testing centers located in the Philippines? In the National Capital Region, we have 2 testing centers. One is Manila. That's where our main branch is located. Campa España Manila branch, near FEU Moraita, near PRC Moraita, near University of Santo Tomas, España. And our second testing center in Metro Manila, located in the heart of Makati City, is near Makati Medical Center. So those are our 2 options if you're from Metro Manila. Let's go down south where we have 3 testing centers, and they are located in Calamba, Laguna, Imus, Cavite, and Lipa, Batangas. Now let's move up north where we have 4 IELTS testing centers. So the first one is located in Dagupan, Pangasinan. Another one, Tugigaraw, Cagayan Valley. We also have one in Cabanatuan, Nueva Ecija. And lastly, Vigan, Ilocos Sur. Testing centers in the Visayas, and one is located in Bacolod. That's VSB building across Hotel Seda. And in Iloilo, we are also the official IELTS testing center. This is the grid building across Hotel Seda. So that's very easy to remember. Our testing centers in the Visayas are across Hotel Seda. And then in Mindanao, we are also the official IELTS testing center in Cagayan de Oro, Misamis Oriental. Yes, we are located near Octagon. Now, what about our next slide? Let's take a look perhaps at the program of 9.09er English. And specifically, this is the reason why AMN Healthcare International decided to pick 9.09er as the preferred English review center or the English review provider for all of the nurses who qualify in their English scholarship. So, number one, we understand that there are people who prefer face-to-face learning. So if you are in the Philippines, you have free access to any of our 21 branches nationwide. You can attend face-to-face classes over there. And not just that, we are also the official testing center in 12 cities, as mentioned earlier. 11 of these testing centers are affiliated with the British Council and one is affiliated with IDP. And this is the best part because even nurses from Africa or Caribbean nurses are also sent to us for their English preparation. We offer one-on-one coaching 24/7. So how does this work? Our coaches who have all passed the IELTS might be based in the Philippines, but they are working on a shifting schedule. So we have morning coaches, we have afternoon coaches, and graveyard coaches to accommodate those who are in Africa, Europe, and the Caribbean. This is to say that regardless of where you are on planet Earth, there is a Niner coach who can accommodate you for one-on-one coaching. And let me emphasize, that's available 24/7 every day, Monday to Sunday, except on holidays. So please expect that we won't have one-on-one coaching on December 25 and January 1. And then some people are looking for review materials for them to practice. And let me just show you. We have books available on Shopee. Like this one is our IELTS speaking book. And for those of you who are outside of the Philippines, our books are available on Amazon. But if you're based in the Philippines, our books are available on Shopee. And then this is the case, guys. We offer not just the regular price of the examination, it's discounted if you go through a 9.09er. So all you have to do is to message 9.09er English on Facebook so that we can assist you with your discounted examination registration. And we, modesty aside, have lecturers getting the perfect scores in the examination. I, for one, took the IELTS twice, one academic, one general training, one with IDP, and one with the British Council. So for transparency, what's my IELTS course when I took the test with the British Council? So my speaking, 9.0, listening, 8.5, reading, 8.5, and writing, 8.0. Then, when I took the examination with IDP, listening, 9.0, reading, 9.0, writing 8.0 and speaking 8.5. So no wonder why that's how we got the name of our review center, 9.09er, because the perfect score in the IELTS is 9.0. And the term niner is being given to an examinee who scores 9.0 in at least one of the 4 subtests in the IELTS. Aside from me, we also have lecturer Brian Martin Shawson, who got perfect 9.0 overall band score. 9 in speaking, 9 in listening, 9 in reading, 9 in writing. And then we also have Philip Edward Aitona, who got 9 overall band score. 9 in speaking, 9 in listening, 9 in reading, and 8 in writing. So guys, I understand that automatically you are endorsed to us for your English preparation, but just in case you know anyone who is not really planning to go to the United States but plans to prepare for IELTS or other English examinations, you can reach out to us. So my personal Facebook account is Irvin Neil Temporal, and people in AMN know that I am very responsive, and I'm also the one responding to the messages sent to 9.09er English Facebook page. Now, if you're curious where you can access your online review dashboard, all you have to do is to go to our website, www.nineronlinereview.com. If you'd like to send me a personal email, my email ad is exams@nineronlinereview.com. And then we're all over the place. We have more than 100 videos on YouTube. We are also available on App Store. You can download our mobile app for free. That's 9.09er mobile app. Books are available on Shopee and Amazon. And if you want to listen to podcasts, we are available on Spotify. And for short reels, we are also available on TikTok. Let's take a look if we have more comments here before we end our Facebook Live session for tonight. And Isaiah is joining us from Zambia, like Grace Kibombwe. And then Candy Rose said currently enrolled at 9.09er. So Candy, if you have any questions regarding the review, just send us an email or just send us a message. We are here to help you all throughout your journey. Don't forget, guys, this is not the only show of AMN Healthcare International. Every Friday, there's Onwards and Upwards show. And if you're looking for free lessons on English exams and NCLEX, don't forget AMN Academy every Monday, 9 p.m. Philippine time. And please convert that if you're based in other parts of the world. Once again, we would like to thank everyone at AMN. There won't be any live class on December 1, but 2 weeks after that, December 15, we are going to feature another IELTS passer to inspire fellow nurses who are still unsure as to when they are going to take the examination. But nothing to worry because our passers are here to help you take that first step, and hopefully by listening to their story, by hearing their story, you'll also be motivated to register for your IELTS examination and like them pass the test as well. Don't forget to apply. Go to the website of AMN Healthcare International, or you can also send them a direct message on Facebook. Once again, this is Irvin Neil Temporal of 9.09er English. Thank you for your time tonight, and I'll see you guys on December 15. Thank you and good night. Bye.